All right, trying this again. I did not have my microphone on. So, when you have money in the savings account, it earns interest. When you borrow money from a bank, you owe interest to the bank, and we just discussed that, but I didn't have my mic on. The interest is determined, the amount of money you pay in the interest, that's what that should say, is determined by the rate of interest and the length of time of the loan. To show you the difference in time of loans, auto loans are sometimes 3 or 5 years. Mortgages are anywhere from 10 to 15 to 30 years. Okay, so it's 30 years of you paying extra for your loan of however much money you borrowed. Okay? So you can find how much interest you have to pay by following the following steps. The first one, we've done this last week. First one, we have, first blank is going to be the principal. Not like Dr. Stewart, but the principal, who remembers what that is? You guys lucked out. You didn't have to do that vocab because I didn't have access to that file on the computers. Can somebody tell me what principal is? And it's not a person. It's not a rule. Nobody? Because you've seen it before. You've seen it last week. Okay, this is original gangsta. No, original amount. Yeah, the original amount. There you go. I don't get too specific. Corey?
So it's, when you talk about a person, it's P-A-L.
And when it's a rule, it's PLE.
Yeah, where are you supposed to, where are you using it as?
This isn't a rule. It's the original amount of a loan.
Oh.
Original amount of a loan or original amount of money in the bank. Okay, so we have the principal, and we're going to multiply that by the annual rate, which is a percentage. Annual rate. That's percentage. So you're writing down what I write, as I write, how I write it. Then obviously you wouldn't. I'll tell you. And probably better handwriting. Some of you. Now, the principal times the annual rate, what did we find there? This is from last week. What did we just find? What's that? Interest with what? It's the annual interest. Now, I'm going to write annual int. If you don't put those two and two together, annual interest is int. Go ahead and write out the word interest. I'm just running out of room, and I want to keep that whole thing visible for YouTube. Okay? Annual interest. Now, you do not have to write what I do here in the highlighter. Okay? This highlighter, you don't have to write it. Now, I'm going to take this annual interest, and I'm going to use it to find something else. I'm going to take the annual interest, and I'm going to insert it right there. So rewrite annual interest in that spot, please. And I'm going to use a different color. I'm sure you guys are just looking forward to science next year with how much yelling we hear from those classes, huh? It's enthusiastic yelling. She's not yelling at the kids. They're having fun with it.
I thought she was yelling.
No.
She was just like them to be quiet.
Nope. So we have the annual interest again. Annual interest. We want to find out the total interest. So interest paid, so I'm skipping the middle one. Interest paid on loan. So the whole thing. The interest paid on the loan. Now, what do you think goes in that blank in there? Annual interest times something will tell us how much interest we're paying for the whole loan. Let's see. Is it the amount of bikes locked up on the bike rack right now? Are we going to multiply it by that? How many times the lawnmower broke down last year? No. Money? So we're going to multiply the money paid in annual interest, multiply it by something else. It's not money.
Can we multiply it by the thing? No.
Time. Yes. Number of years. Good. Number of years. That's too far away. Let's try that again. View, 100, draw, using pink. Okay. Number, and this isn't hashtag, number of years on loan. On loan. It's the number of the years on the loan. Yes, ma'am.
What's your favorite hashtag?
I don't hashtag.
You don't?
No.
That's
I'm 31 years old. No. That's all right. Maybe I should so I could be hip and happening with you guys more. Okay. So we just found the total interest owed. Stick with me. I do have a shirt that says hashtag swag. Yes, I'm serious.
Can you wear it tomorrow?
I think I still have it.
Weird shirt Wednesday.
I bought it as a joke. I wore it on the last day of school 2 years ago. All right. Now, next we want to find the total amount owed to the bank. Total owed to the bank. Whoa. We want to find the total amount owed to the bank. So look at what we've done so far. We've found the annual interest. We found the interest paid on the loan. Which one of those two do you think are going to go in one of those blanks? Yes. Interest paid on the loan. Yes. So we have interest paid on loan, and what else? What? Which is called what? So the amount of money on loan. The principal. Yes. The principal. Principal. Yes, ma'am. Interest paying loan. Well, loans are pretty painful sometimes. All right. Interest. What was I thinking there? Paid. Paid. Paid.
Interest pain?
How many of you wrote pain?
I wrote pain.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're also listening to me. You wrote pain or paid? Good.
Whenever you
Yes,
say
ma'am.
pain,
On Friday, when you were writing down the silly things because no one really told you.
The units?
I started writing it
That's
down.
funny. All right, example. I want to show you. You do not write what I'm writing in highlighter here, okay? Do not write what I'm writing in highlighter. I'm just trying to join or get you to focus on this. This here, well, I'll read the example first. To buy a new tablet, you borrow $500 from the bank for 2 years and 6 months at an annual rate of 12%. Following the steps above, I make 3 calculations to find out what the tablet and accessories will end up costing me. Because I've got a little, you've got a sibling and you want to put a case on it because, in case they decide to download that Wait app and somebody steps on it. You guys hear about that?
No.
It's a fake app in the App Store where it was a scale and people were standing on their iPads.
My cousin did that, but then
These are the calculations we're doing. This here is this here. Okay? This here is this here. Nope, you're not doing what I'm doing in highlighter. I'm just trying to draw your attention to it. All right? Then this here is this here. Okay? Oops. What was that, blue? Now, in order to find this, we take the principal and we multiply it by the rate at which we are being charged. Okay? Which is 0.12 or 12 hundredths. So what do we got there, Dominique? $60. It's going to be $60 of annual interest. Please stop playing with your pencils and pens. We have room for it, so I did. This one actually comes out nice and clean. Always, yes. Always need the units. For sure. Even here where I didn't. Always use units. Okay, so we found how much it costs for each year for you to have borrowed money from them. Now we need to find out how much total is it going to cost us. So if we know how much it is for 1 year, and the loan is for 2.5 years, how are we going to find out how much money we're paying? It's right in front of you. JD? $60 for 2.5 years. But this says annual. Annual, remember, it means just 1 year?
Yeah, $60 times 2.5.
There you go. Now you're with me. $60 times 2.5, which is going to be $150. Let's verify I'm doing it right. Because when I'm focusing on you guys and up here, you know how often I make silly mistakes? I'm making sure I don't.
Oh, can we have one of those sheets too?
Yeah, you're making one right now. Yours is the exact same as mine, all the way through there. Trying to get my guide. Now, we just found out the total interest paid. So now we have to add that to the principal and the total interest paid to find out how much is this tablet and accessories really going to cost you at the end of paying for it. So we have $500 plus $150. That $500 tablet is going to end up costing you $650. That is how credit card companies and banks make money off of you. Exactly. Smarter and safer to save up money if you can. I haven't used a credit card in 3 years, but I still keep it on me in case there's an emergency, like my car decides to blow up.
Oh, gee, that's happened to my mom. It has like whenever she was in the car,
Okay.
it like started smoking and stuff, and she got
Yes.
out of the car, and then it like.
Okay. So we've done a guided example that's going to take care of 2/3 of your homework tonight. There's one more section of the homework tonight. Okay, it says here, well, this isn't your homework. Don't you worry, I'll give you another one. It says here, utility bills usually are due every month, or whatever bills you have are usually due every month. Okay? To find out how much your monthly payment would be for your new tablet, okay, we need to find out how much it would be each month. And the way that you do that is the total amount owed to the bank divided by the number of months. Look, months. You divide it by the number of months on the loan. So what's the total amount owed to the bank? What did we just find, Freddie? Look at what we've done. What is the total amount owed for the tablet? There you go. Yes, $650. So we got $650 divided by as many months as there are in the loan. Yes. 30. Yes. That's the quickest to get that all day. 30, because there are 30 months to pay off this loan. 30 months to pay off that loan. Did anybody do that calculation yet? What'd you get? 21.7? I'm going to disagree with you. That's not the way that money works in the U.S. Look where that decimal is. Correct? 67 cents. Because when you do that multiplication, it goes like this, 21.6 repeating. Okay, we need to round to the 100th spot, so it goes up. So we have $21.67 every single month for 30 months for this treasured iPad 6 or whatever they're at now. I don't know. No, not iPhone 6, iPad.
But you said that 6, so
And there won't be 6 iPads, you think?
I don't know.
Now,
Phones are gonna get as big as the iPad.
here's what you're going to do.
Well, that is.
This area over here, that area is going to be your work area. This is how one of the sections of your homework is. Please make sure you are paying attention to the question that's being asked. Okay, because I'm trying to draw your attention to that. The question is asking you, find the amount of interest you would pay on this loan. Please find that number. If you don't have a calculator, I do want you to write out what calculations you would be making. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. You may begin. Okay, whether you're at that point or not, I'm going to let's see how you did. So it's asking me the amount of interest you'd pay on this loan. So are they asking for the annual interest or the total? The total interest. Which one of those two? Total. Exactly. If it was just asking for one, it would just say 1 year. But we did that last week. So I'm going to take the amount of our principal, $360, times 165 thousandths. And I'm going to get 54.90? Yeah, close. 59.40. That is how much it cost me for 1 year of having this loan. But I have it for more than then, so I'm taking my annual interest and multiplying it by as many years as I have it, which is 5, and I'm going to get 297 bucks. That's what you should have. How many of you had that? Yes. How many of you had 5940? Okay. How many of you had, if you went to the next step, you would have done, let's see, you would have had 500, 657. How many had 657? Okay, make sure that you're answering the question that's being asked. There will be a section of the homework like that, okay, but we'll talk about how that goes. So, for the homework, I want you to write this down so you can be focused a little bit on what the question is asking you. For the homework, we have, and I know I haven't given it to you yet. So for numbers 1 through 7, 1 through, I'm going to use a different color. Draw. Let's do black. So for this one is numbers 1 through 6. You're going to be doing this one. You should write that. Numbers 1 through 6 is going to be getting that far because they're asking for the interest paid on the loan. Then we have numbers 7 through 12 is going to be this one. 7 through 12 is that one. 642. Just kidding, 16. Then number 13 through 16 are going to be dealing with this. Before I end the YouTube capture, anybody have any questions from what we've been working on? Okay. Now, to discuss the summary of all this, keep in mind that this is a simple concept that could simply mess up at one point. So even though it's relatively easy, it's really easy to screw it up. So just make sure that you're looking at your notes and making sure that things make sense. Yes, ma'am?
Can you wear your hashtag Scribe?
I don't know if I still have it because I wore it here and I wore it at Liberty one time. Pin them quick, knock them dead. Not literally. That would be put you in jail. No. Yeah.
So for 7 through 12, are we doing all 3 of them? Or just
Yes. Okay, are there any other questions? So, YouTube, bye. If you were here to watch a 6th grade video, sorry, there was a technical difficulty. Be sure to like and subscribe. But don't comment because you can't. Bye.